How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Into the Teeth podcast. I am your host, Scott Rose.
I'm Calum Allison.
I think it's episode 5, Callum, is it?
I'm not too sure, actually. It's quite a good question there. Yes, I think it is episode 5.
I think we'll maybe stop numbering them and we'll just say another episode. Maybe it's easier to keep track of it.
Yeah, as it gets into the higher numbers, we're certainly going to forget a lot more often. So
when we hit our 1000th episode, you know what I mean? We can't be talking
oh, that's
about
very
that.
true.
What's been
However,
happening,
this
mate?
episode...
Sorry.
Sorry. That's the first... Just because we're not doing it in person now. So this is always going to happen a little bit more often.
I know.
Sorry, on you go, mate. You continue.
I was just going to ask you how you're been. How's your week been? What you been up to, mate?
Yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of practice, a little bit of coaching this week, trying to get the swing in place for the start of the season. I've got a wee competition coming up on the 23rd of April, so looking forward to a little bit more competitive golf again. Yeah.
Where's that?
So it's a Callaway Cup event at the Queen's Course up in Gleneagles, so looking forward to getting up there and playing in that event, so that'll be good fun.
Oh, mega. The Callaway Cup's class. It's obviously an event that they run for their ambassadors, which obviously you're one of.
Yes,
and if
indeed.
you win the event, you get to play in match play, don't you? Where's the final this year?
Last year it was at Terre Blanche, if I'm correct in saying that.
And you won the qualifier, didn't you?
I won the qualifier, yeah. You know what I mean? Easy does it, mate. You know, we won under around the PGA last year. It was really good. Probably some of the best golf I've actually played. I think you actually were there watching a little bit at the end.
That was, mate.
Squeaky bum time.
That was back when I worked for Callaway. I would like to let the viewers know I wasn't stalking Callum or caddying for him.
No, it was just he was trying to watch me make a complete arse of it and lose the lead, but managed to bring it home, so that was good.
Oh, good. Where's the final this year?
What about yourself? The final, that's a question that I do not know the answer to. I think they do one in Europe, then one back in the UK, so it might be in the UK this year.
Oh,
I
nice
need
one.
to confirm the details to that. I only recently applied for it to take part in it, so I've not got confirmation of all the details at this moment.
Beautiful.
But when I find out,
you'll let me know.
The audience, the podcast, they'll be the first to know on that as well. What about yourself, mate? What have you been up to?
Oh, no, mate. Work is getting busy, which is good. We're starting to get into the season. So, obviously, we talk about the weather every week. It's probably one of the first things that we speak about, but I think that's such a Scottish or a British thing. Obviously, I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for Easter, which was amazing. So played golf Friday and Monday, and then Saturday and Sunday just had a bit of family time, mate. It's good. It's good. Today has been lovely weather. I'm hoping this is the start of it, because everyone's just a wee bit happier when the weather's better. We can get out and play golf. We can get out and do other things.
100%, mate. I think I was actually driving to work this morning, and I believe it was minus 0.5 on the way to work. However, when we got there, sunshine was out. It got up to around about 16 degrees. Some people actually had shorts on this morning.
I know, it's class.
So, I mean, it's nice to see. It certainly is nice to see.
There's always people that wear shorts no matter what the weather is, eh? Those people, to me, are absolute freaks.
Yeah. Psychopaths, mate. Absolute psychopaths.
I actually
the
think
guy that you see...
I actually think they wear shorts just so someone can say, why are you wearing shorts? And they want to be like, well, my legs didn't get cold, did they? Hate that part.
No, I hate that comment. I hate that part as well, mate. But it's always like when it's snowing outside, they'll have a pair of Crocs on, a pair of shorts, a hoodie and a woolly hat. But they always put a woolly hat on as well, even though they're wearing shorts.
Psycho
Disney
behaviour,
quite compute for me. Disney quite compute.
Absolute psycho behaviour. I mean, a lot going on. Well, a lot going on in the golf world, in a sense. We've had it's a wee bit of it's downtime before Masters Week, isn't it? There's not massive amount.
Yeah. It's downtime before Masters Week.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bit of Tiger chat. Obviously, some more details of what's coming out. Some videos of him being on the phone to President Trump, and some videos in the back of the police car covered in the sheets and stuff, which you shouldn't laugh, but fucking hell, it's funny, isn't it? Some of the videos.
He supplied some fantastic memes for social media for sure. And I mean, of course, President Trump's probably the first person you're phoning if you're an American and you're in that incident or scenario, and you have his number. Why would you not? I don't know if he was trying to flex when he was saying it, but you know, when you see the video, so it was like a wee flex. Like, I'm just off the phone to President Trump.
Sorry, I was just speaking to President. Mate, absolute flex, and the police officer were like, "All right, sound, no bother."
Yeah, probably thinking, what a clown.
Valero Texas Open. I'm not going to lie, Callum. I only watched bits of it, mainly because Bob McIntyre was in the lead. But I try not to golf myself out before the Masters because of what I'm about to sit down and watch for 4 days. Yeah,
you can't get away with it with the missus, mate. You just can't be seen doing that on the lead up to the Masters. You need to kind of bank your hours prior. So when it's Masters week, you're right. Okay, the telly's mine for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mate, I've been out cutting the grass and everything to make sure brownie points. Cutting the grass, garden looks good. Oh no, don't worry, I'll bath the wee man. I'll make his bottle. I'll do this. I'll do that. So when it comes to
Listen,
Thursday,
mate, you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
When it comes to Thursday, I can be like, right, see you later.
Exactly. So we had the Valero Texas Open. Obviously, you know, one of the most exciting of events, I would say, personally, because a lot of big names leave it out, obviously with the Masters coming up this week. But JJ Spawn, minus 17, final round of 5 under there to clinch a very, very good victory over a few boys tied second. We had Robert McIntyre again there. We had Matt Wallace. So a few boys from the UK, which was nice to see. Again, Aberg, you know, in the top 5 again. Aberg as well, but I mean, it's been quite a consistent theme that man on the 4th day can't get it going. However, Bob McIntyre, my Masters pick, may I say, was looking very good. You know, I think, you know, some of the strokes gained they had over the week were pretty nice in terms of the numbers it was recording there. So form wise, got to say Bob McIntyre is definitely trending coming into this week.
I personally think that you don't want to win the week before the Masters.
No, I would agree with you. I would agree with you 100%.
I think it puts pressure on you because you've won the week before. I feel like it's really hard to win 2 weeks in a row, especially one of those weeks being a major championship. I feel like, you know, obviously Bob will be disappointed that he's not won going into, you know, the final day or the lead. But I feel like, you know, he's like, right, it's fine, I'm trending in the right direction. And yeah, like I said, I think he probably, if you're going to be happy not to win and finish second, I think it's the week before a major.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people obviously in that tournament trying to get the win to get into the Masters, but yeah, exactly. Bob, I think he would be pretty pleased. I mean, I think it probably would have been in his head as well. Personally, I would have been. I mean, how many players have won the event before the Masters?
I don't know. I mean,
that would be something to fact check, you know.
I wish you told me that before you asked that question, and I looked like a dick on a podcast because I could have had the answer for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can certainly find that out during the podcast, but that would be a good start for sure to find out who's managed to do that in the past. I don't think many, if anyone.
But I mean, JJ Spawn, that's his first win, I think, since obviously the US Open, where Bob McIntyre finished second. JJ was having a wee bit of a kind of down season, but I mean, that's his second win, I think, at Valero, and you know, he's obviously trending in the right direction, and he's a great player anyway. But yeah, I think a player like JJ who's not had much form coming into the season, I think would just take a win whenever he gets it.
Definitely. As you say, I think he's had a bit of history there. Of course, was it 2022, I believe, that he won. He won there. So yeah, no, it was quite interesting to see. Wasn't expecting, obviously, final round 5 under, really good shooting. Obviously, seen him on the leaderboard, just wasn't expecting him to come out the the gate and win it like that. You look like you've just found out.
I know exactly. So, players who have won the week before the Masters, how many do you reckon it is?
Of all time, I would honestly, mate, I don't have.
Just
I
take a
wouldn't
number.
know where to
Just
start.
Just guess.
Stab in the dark. Let's go for 5.
No, 2.
2.
The first person to do it was Sam Snead in 1949. No,
Right,
sorry,
okay.
the first person to do it was Sam Snead in 1949. He won the Greater Greensboro Open and then won the Masters. And then in 88, Sandy Lyle. Also won the Greater Greensboro Open and then won the Masters in 88. That's, there you go.
That's an interesting start there. I'm loving that one, actually.
So
a good Scotsman in there as well.
Basically, winning the week before is similar to winning the Par 3 Championship. You've got no chance.
Aye, yeah, basically. Exactly.
But I mean,
course of the Par 3 as well.
Exactly. Let's not dwell on the Valero too much, mate. I mean, it was a decent event, but it's all about the Masters, isn't it? It's all about the Masters.
It's all about Masters Week, mate. We've been waiting for this week approaching for a while now. It's finally here. The sun's, the weather's starting to get better. The sun's starting to come out. The bugs starting to come back. My swing's feeling fantastic on the driving range. Everything's just falling in line for this week, and I think what's been exciting, obviously, by doing this podcast with yourself, and my sensible gambling habits with my team of friends, I've always been taking a lot more attention to the golf leading up to it. So it's really interesting to see some of the names leading up to it, and who's actually playing well leading into this Masters, because it gets your mind thinking a little bit. Who's going to be there on that final day? And I think, with the performance we've seen of some of the big names, I think it's going to be a really, really good Masters. I think it's going to be an interesting one.
I think so, and I've got some stats and some historical trends that we'll have a look at. But before we get on to that, out of the 4 majors, is the Masters your favourite?
I would say it is my favourite. I think as a Scottish person, winning the Open at St Andrews would trump it.
I'm not asking which one do you want to win. I'm asking what's your favourite major to watch.
It's my favourite to watch. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's by far my my favourite major to watch for sure. Definitely. There's just something about this week. There's just something about this week that makes it special. It's obviously Augusta. You don't see it all the time. The full thing about the event. It's got such character, and yeah, it's one of the best weeks of the year for me, to be honest. I love sitting down on the couch and watching it, going to the pub, having a few pints with a few friends, watching it over the Friday, Saturday, sitting down with my dad and my brother on the Sunday. So yeah, it brings kind of a personal aspect to me as well, spending time with friends, family, watching it, and obviously the excitement of actually just watching it itself. So it's good.
Yeah, I think when I was probably a wee boy, when I was on the putting green, it was always this putt is to win the Open for me.
Yes.
But
yeah.
But to sit down and, let's just say, to watch, with it being Augusta, with it being the traditions, with it being everything that comes with it, I think to me the Masters is by far my favourite major. And I think as British people, we probably should say the Open, but that's just maybe not. What's your favourite Masters of all time? I wanted to give me your favourite Masters of all time and then your least favourite Masters of all time, Cal.
This is a hard one because there's probably been so many. Ones that I have actually watched, or have been alive for, should I say? Because I can't really go back to the early 2000s, kind of Tiger's prime.
You're not alive then, like?
No, I just wasn't really interested in golf then, to be honest. That's the honest truth. Obviously, his 2019 was just fabulous, to be honest, mate. His win in 2019 was absolutely phenomenal. I just felt we all wanted it, as golfers and viewers watching that, it just felt so special. It was Rory's last year was a relief. Tiger's was just something else for me. I thought that was just unbelievable. I think with the things leading up to that Masters, obviously his past injuries, the scenarios he's been in, everyone talking him down. Tiger's never going to be back to the top again, and then he goes out and does that. And what did he win? 13 under, shot 13 under.
Oh, did
good
he?
scoring. Very solid score. Yeah, 13 under par.
That was the year Molinari was leading for quite a while, didn't he? And he got to 12 and put it in the water.
Yeah, that's exactly it, mate. Yep. But yeah, for me, I'd probably say the 2019 Tiger Woods Masters comeback was by far my favourite. Watched it all weekend as well. Yeah, brilliant.
What, least favourite? Yeah.
Patrick Reed, by far. I hate him.
Wow. Well, that's Patrick Reed never coming on the Into the Teeth podcast. Fuck's sake.
Patrick Reed, you're not welcome. There you go. I've said it here.
Right, okay. Patrick Reed. I mean, that was another one because Rory was kind of in that final group that year as well, I think. No one wanted him to win. No one was watching that Masters thinking, I want Patrick Reed to win. And that's just a fact. I think you're right there, mate. I think you're right. So my
what about yourself?
My favourite Masters. I'm torn with this one. I'm kind of similar to you. I've got kind of three at the top of mind. I'm similar to you that I was born in '93, right? So I don't remember Tiger's first in '97. I do remember other Tiger wins. Then I thought about Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson's first win in 2004 was unbelievable. But do you know what? This might sound a bit not controversial, but I think Sergio Garcia 2017. Now I actually think on a couple of podcasts ago I think I said 2014, but it's 2017. Obviously that battle with Justin Rose, I always think back to the shot that he hit on 15, the par 5.
Yeah.
The high towering iron shot that's dropped, the passion. It was before kind of obviously the whole live thing, and I know Sergio's quite a controversial person, but I remember sitting in my flat on my own. I just bought a flat, my first flat, and I didn't have any furniture. I had a TV, and I had a Wi-Fi connection, and I remember sitting on camping chairs on my own in my first ever flat. Watching it on the telly with like a few beers just on my own and thinking this is the best thing ever.
Sounds very lonely, mate, but yeah.
No, it was amazing. It was so good. And then my least favourite, I'm actually going to go to 2011, Charles Schwartzel, and that's nothing against Schwartzel as a golfer or anything. It was just the absolute meltdown that Rory had. That was tough. Like that was peak me being an absolute Rory fanboy. And sitting here as a 33-year-old man, I probably am still a bit of a Rory fanboy, but that was peak Rory fanboy. I think I might have had long curly hair at the time. I would have worn, probably the only person outside of Rory McIlroy to wear Oakley golf clothes. Remember he was sponsored by Oakley
Did you have a pair of sunglasses as well?
No, I didn't actually. I'm surprised I didn't. But just the Rory meltdown, that one, obviously then it plays a part in, the next 14 years until Rory actually finally wins it. But yeah, that was probably my least favourite.
That was a tough one to watch for sure.
Oh, just that tee shot he hits on 10 where he ends up left at the Butler cabin, and it was brutal. And have you watched the new Rory McIlroy documentary on Prime?
I did, mate. Yeah.
How good is it?
I was actually speaking about that today. I said that to one of the boys at work. I said, it actually made me, question why I didn't stick in to become a full-time playing professional golfer, because it just made you feel something special.
I know why. Because
you
you aren't good enough.
Well, no, why? I'm absolutely shite. But apart from that, it was brilliant, mate. I really enjoyed the watch, to be honest. I was actually in France last year when they won the Masters.
Oh, right.
And I got away. Me and my dad got an Indian. We were sitting in the apartment, watching it on his dodgy stick. I think actually, it was brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was some story. I mean, what he'd obviously went through. He was quite open and honest about saying it obviously played a lot. It played a bigger part than what he actually thought. That 2011 Masters, it scarred him for longer than they actually. Well, at the time when that kind of thing happens, you think, oh, he's went on, he's won a couple of other majors, thinking probably, that's fine. I can get on the Masters, get on Augusta again, no problem at all. Win the Masters, easy peasy. And then the longer that time comes, the more it builds up, and then the more it's in there, isn't it? It's more it's in his head.
And that's all anyone would talk about every year. From it was when's Rory going to win? When's Rory going to win the Masters? When Rory going to win the Masters? No idea what we're going to talk about this year. It looks like we're going to be talking about Jason Day's bird watching clothes by Malbon. Yeah. They're absolute shockers, by the way.
However, Tommy Fleetwood rocking the crew neck, the Augusta crew neck today. I'm liking this Tommy Fleetwood Pro Shop collection.
How bad's the hat though? How bad is the hat?
It's a cheap hat.
It's not even about it being a cheap hat for me. It's like a massive logo of a huge financial corporation on our sweet prince Tommy Fleetwood. And you just look at Tommy and you go, I feel like you've just sold your soul to the devil, Tommy. But and it's just a big horrible dark logo. It's a shame. But
I wonder what the
Tommy Fleetwood knows how to dress himself, so we can't slag him off too much.
No, I know, definitely. And I'm loving the Pro Shop collection in terms of some of his attire. I mean, I get it. I mean, you're playing some of the best courses in the world. You're going to these amazing venues. Being able to collect some memorabilia from each venues. His wardrobe will be worth a fortune. Yeah. By the time it comes to retire.
I'm 100% like that. By the way, I mean, not that my wardrobe's full of places with Augusta National on it, but every really good course that I play, I always try and get something with a logo on it. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too tight for that, to be honest, mate. I'm not going to lie. When I see a t-shirt or a jumper that's worth 250 quid or 200 quid, I'll spend it in the pub.
Right, so Masters, obviously, like you said, a lot of players coming into form. Seems to be exciting. We've got Scott Scheffler, who by all accounts have just had their second child a few days ago, so we're not going to be worrying if Scotty's going to get called off the golf course. We've got Rory with some back issues. So I feel like it's quite an open Masters. I feel like in years gone by, you could have said, I think Scotty's going to run away with this. So I want to hear, what's your top three, Cal? Who's your top three picks?
Well, I certainly think you need to be on some type of form leading into the Masters. To be personally, you need to be showing some signs of good form. My outside pick would be Gary Woodland.
Well, I didn't ask for your outside pick. I asked for your three top picks. We're going to do our dark horses.
I know. This is going to be my three top picks: third, second, and first.
So your Gary dark horse isn't your outside pick.
Right, we'll recap that. We'll go game. So Bobby Mack, obviously, I'm still sticking with my guns there at Bobby Mack. Yeah. John Ram.
Okay, I don't mind it.
I like John Ram. Always have, even though he's a bit controversial at the moment. But John Ram. And Justin Rose. I want to see him win a Masters.
Yeah.
I want to see him win a Masters.
I'll give you that. Right,
he's not been playing amazing. But Justin
he's won
Rose.
already this year.
I know, but ever since that, he's not really been flying. So
yeah, my three are, as mentioned weeks ago, Ludwig Aberg is my number one, or Oberg.
Mm-hmm.
Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, it was a close one for me as well.
And I was swithering whether to put this man in my dark horses or my top three picks, but I'm going to put him in my top three picks.
Okay.
Jordan Spieth.
Okay. Don't mind it.
Knows Augusta like the back of his hand. Obviously, should have won in 2016. Had that absolute collapse on 12. But still, he's always there and thereabouts. I feel like he's played some half decent golf. I feel like you could probably get him at decent odds. Not that we're a gambling pod. So that would be my three: Ludwig, Xander, and Spieth. And then I'll go with my dark horses first, Calum, and I'll let you go for yours. Dark horse number one, Jake Knapp.
Okay.
Trending, bomber, but he's very accurate. I think Jake Knapp's an outside bet. This is almost, I feel bad calling a two-time major winner and a dark horse, but I'm going to go with Colin Morikawa. For reasons that I'm going to go into a little bit later on. And
Okay.
I'm going to go for a man that you have just admitted to the world that you hate. And I'm going to say my dark horse is Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed. Yeah.
Playing well. Obviously, he's won a couple of times DP World Tour. He's trying to get his PGA Tour card back. He's won round Augusta. He's got previous. He was sniffing about when Rory won last year. Patrick Reed's my dark horse.
Yeah, 3 good picks to be fair, mate. Well, 6 good picks, in total. But yeah, I don't mind them at all.
Right, who's your dark horse?
I feel like Jake Knapp could have been in your top 3 as well.
I know, but I think because he's never really shown up in a major yet, I feel like he's almost an outsider.
Yeah, no, I respect that, mate.
Give
I
me
would
your
say
dark
as well,
horses.
obviously, Jordan Spieth. Just before I get on to it, he cracked the code pretty early at 21.
Yeah.
Has he got the code to win the Masters? Has he got the formula to get it around there? He's obviously had some good finishes after he's won as well, but I think that's a really good bet, mate. I could maybe see that come to light. Right,
Yep.
my dark horses, Gary Woodland, as I've already said.
Yep.
80 to 1 shot, Sky bet. Who else would I like to see? There's so many. I'm going to say Adam Scott.
Right, okay.
He'll be one of my dark horses.
Yeah.
Getting a bit older now, but...
Say he's a bit more of a lame horse than a dark horse, but go for it.
Yeah, he'll be that when he wins on Sunday. And the final one... This is a big one, I think. Justin Thomas. Not hit a lot of form this year, but he showed some decent signs a couple of weeks ago. I think he took a few weeks off to do a bit of practice and stuff as well. So I'm going to say Justin Thomas for the dark horse as well. So that's Gary Woodland, Justin Thomas, and Adam Scott for me, for my dark horses.
Actually, I feel like both of us have left out a name that could potentially be on top 3 list, would be Bryson. Plays well around Augusta. He's been playing well on live. What that means,
that was the reason why
we don't really know, but...
Yeah, I picked John Ram in that case as well. He's been playing pretty decent. John Ram, I don't know, I just fancy him round Augusta more than DeChambeau, but you're right, DeChambeau's had a decent track record there as well. I mean, you could go on and on with the amount of people that we think is going to win it, mate.
Fitzpatrick.
Or it's going to be in contention.
Fitzpatrick's another one.
Good form.
It is tough, isn't it? But so when you look at it, though, when you look at it, so I think there's Augusta being, we're at the same course obviously every year at Augusta. It's a certain type of player, and I think that it almost gives you like the archetype of not who's going to win, but it tells you what stats and what qualities stand out the most. And when you look at it, the biggest and the strongest predictor of who's going to play well at Augusta is strokes gained approach.
Yes.
And currently leading the strokes gained approach in the PGA Tour is Colin Morikawa. Mm-hmm. But when you look at what would be strokes gained approach leaders at Augusta, Scotty Scheffler, obviously. Which,
Yep.
by the way, neither of us mentioned Scotty.
Again, I don't know. He's just having a flat season. I'm not vibing it.
Wow. Got Colin Morikawa's in there, Xander Schauffele, and then Victor Hovland, who Victor Hovland is... Yeah, he's a man that you could see him playing well this week and picking something up as well.
I think Victor needs to get off to a hot start. He needs to get it rolling from the early rounds. Continue with your strokes gained stuff here. I've got a few things here myself.
Oh, and then
Like
second biggest indicator would be strokes gained around the green. So that's like obviously scrambling and all that sort of stuff. So when we look at that, we're looking at my man Jordan Spieth. We're looking at my other man Patrick Reed.
Yep.
We're looking at Sweet Prince Tommy Fleetwood.
Yep.
And Cam Smith.
And is that just around Augusta?
That's just around the green in general.
Right, okay.
From there.
In general, right, okay.
And then you've got strokes gained off the tee. Rory McIlroy, of course. John Ram.
Yep.
Bryson DeChambeau and Ludwig. And then obviously I could go on and on and on, but I think those are probably the key indicators that you're probably... If you're trying to use data, which is all there, to kind of guide you towards who you think's going to win, I think those are the key metrics that you need to look at.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that briefly myself, man. Obviously, approach play came up first. Being obviously one of the most important, tee to green, and then putting, which was a little bit on the lower side, which took me by surprise because, we watch it on TV, but the greens don't look the easiest around Augusta.
But I think
it's between in the top 5 or top 10 every year. The winner's been in putting strokes gained.
But I think the approach play is so important because yes, the greens are slopey and they're fast, but your landing spots on those greens are so much smaller. So it takes a really precise and elite iron player to hit the shots in the landing spots, the shapes, the spins, and I think that's what separates. That's like an absolute separator when it comes to around Augusta.
Yeah, I think, that's my only worry about Bob. I was looking at some of his stats, obviously his approach game. Around the greens, he's very strong, but his approach stats, strokes gained, is pretty poor, to be honest. Off the tee, again, he's fantastic, but his weak point would be that approach part of his game. So it'll be interesting to see how he can cope in that. But you're right, irons get you in position, short games keep you alive. And if your putting can hold up under pressure, it's a pretty good formula.
And again, like obviously, I think when you talk about driving, but so many boys on tour now bomb it, don't they? And they're pretty accurate now with how easy the modern day driver is to hit. But that's probably a discussion for another day. Augusta as a whole, I mean, it's such a special place. We touched on it a little bit. They've obviously got their traditions. We done our Champions Dinner menus a couple of weeks ago, but I was looking through the list of some of if you were going to the Masters or around about the grounds of Augusta National, that phrases that you're not allowed to use. Is there anything that comes on top of your mind of stuff that you're not allowed to say at Augusta?
So I know they use patrons instead of
fans.
Yep. I know they've got. What else have they got? Maybe we look here. I've had a couple noted down. Is it what they don't use the rough? Is it the first cut?
Second cut.
Second cut.
Yeah.
And not the back 9, the second 9.
Second 9, exactly. Yeah.
I guess there's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, there's another one that's kind of like they try not to say whole locations, they say pin placements and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I think a lot of people kind of sometimes get a bit riled up by it all because it almost speaks to the exclusiveness of Augusta National. But I feel like it's quite nice It's quite nice to have a bit of exclusivity, a bit of class. At least
I
one
love it.
day of the year from there. I think it's mega personally.
Yeah, I personally love it as well. I think it's a brilliant wee touch that you just don't hear it, week in week out. So it's fantastic when you do. The tradition, it's history at the end of the day, isn't it? It's this week alone that it happens. So again, it just adds to the special feeling you get when you sit down and watch it for the week, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's mega, isn't it? What's your favourite hole at Augusta?
Well, that's a good question.
You know what's really good
I
for
think,
podcasts, Callum?
yeah,
Paused silences. They're really good for podcasts.
podcast. Yeah, well, you're just telling me think. You're talking about Augusta here. There's a lot of good holes. I like 15.
15's a good hole, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
would
like
I,
15,
I,
mate.
I would go with 12. Short par 3.
Yeah,
I love a short par 3, and I think 12 Golden Bell is the one, is the absolute one.
yeah. I like 15 because I feel like it can, cause proper destruction as well.
Some
It can
great
either
moments
make
on
or
it as well, eh?
yeah, yeah. Obviously, McIlroy had a great moment on it last year,
Hmm.
as well. But I mean, I feel like it can make or break a round sometimes, and as in the final round as well, when there's a bit of pressure coming down the stretch, it's a hole where you kind of need to step up and perform. So many people have been in that water, over the years.
Yeah, but even like you like say Rory, Sergio back in 17, great moments, and I think that's where the course design and the placement of you've got Sunday pins at Augusta. You know where it's going to be, and it's just set up for drama. And you know what they say, like the Masters doesn't start until the second nine on Sunday, and it's so true.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very much a dramatic 4 rounds, isn't it? It's not necessarily a birdie fest. It's more of a managing risks and can you keep the mistakes off the mistake avoidance, I should say. Yeah, keeping the mistakes off the card. And I think that's where the people that have played Augusta before, the veterans should be say, I think they do it so well. They kind of cozy by round one and round two, and then they kind of make their move a little bit 3 and 4. Where I think a lot of the younger guys that don't have that experience around Augusta, that's kind of where they fall a little bit. They try and go out there and make birdies where it's not necessarily the setup for that.
Yeah, and I think like you look at guys like Charlie Hoffman used to be first round leader all the time, and then
Yeah,
kind of disappear off the planet. I think you're right. I mean, there's always that adage, isn't it? That it's like the more you play around Augusta, the better you are. Look at Bernard Langer. How often, and Freddie Couples,
yeah,
these guys playing in their 50s and 60s tend to sometimes grab kind of top 10s, top 15s all the time.
yeah.
It's definitely a course, horses for courses, should I say. There's definitely a certain type of player that does well around there.
Definitely, mate. And I think your general knowledge around that golf course, your course knowledge certainly comes into hand. Here's a question for you. Obviously, none of us will be playing the Masters anytime soon. But if you'd won the Masters before, you're a past champion,
Yeah.
all right? You're still in the height of your career. One of the young bucks comes up to you and goes, "Oh, Scott, I'm really excited to play my first Masters here. You got any tips? Any tips for the golf course? Any tips for the, places to miss, places to hit?" Would you help, or would you be like, "Sorry, find it yourself"?
I mean,
Doesn't matter your relationship with the person. They could be like a good friend. They could be, just someone you know on tour. Would you give your notes or advice away? Some the secret sauce on how to get that ball
I
around
feel
the
like
golf course
I
at
feel
Augusta.
like you said, if I'm still at the peak of my power, if I'm still competing, then
Yeah.
probably not.
Hmm.
But if it's like a young lad playing in his first Masters and he's, you know, okay, I don't know. I think I probably would. I'd try and be quite a sound person, but then, it's hard to put myself in that elite athlete mentality when you're a bang average athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. Well, I thought I'd ask the question because I heard through the grapevine that I believe that when someone had asked, I don't know, it's a plausible source, but Jordan Spieth had been asked by someone, to give them a little bit of advice and tips, and he supposedly said no.
Fair play. I mean, it's his right. I mean, one of my favourite stories that's a little bit different is obviously in 2019. Tiger played in that final group with Tony Finau, and Finau was trying to get a bit of chat with Tiger in the first and says, Tiger, how's the kids? And he just turned around and went, they're fine. And then that was it. He says that was the only words that he spoke to me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's the frame of mind you go in. I think maybe personally myself, I don't think I would. It's a dog-eat-dog sport. You're out there to win for yourself. I'm not going to tell you. It's up to your own. Learn over time. Learn yourself the hard way,
savage.
like everyone else does around the golf course. You know what I mean?
I like it. So Masters Week. We've also got our Masters giveaway up and running, Callum. We've got.
We do indeed.
We've got our kind of competition, let's say, to win the Danny Willett signed 2016 flag that's running on our Instagram and our TikTok. So make sure that everyone pops along and enters it for a chance to win it. And obviously Monday, which was last night now, we released the Alex Buckner podcast.
The man himself, Alex Buckner. Yeah, a fantastic podcast. I hope everyone's had a chance to listen to it or watch it on YouTube. A man of many talents, a man on the rise. He's very knowledgeable. So it was lovely for Alex to spend some time with yourself and let us inside his head a little bit and let us ask some questions about his upcoming to the stage he's obviously at.
Yeah,
Marco Penge, someone I've not mentioned.
Well, obviously he speaks a little bit about Marco at the Masters, and he says that he absolutely believes that he has the game to go and win majors. But this year, the preparation isn't to go and win the Masters. It's to bit of stability, keep his card in the PGA Tour. But I mean, Marco at one point, even in Texas just there, I think reeled off 6 or 7 birdies in a row on Friday or Saturday and was kind of floating about. So he's maybe not a bad dark horse as our Marco. Things are starting to fall into place for him. Yeah,
I think as you said, he's certainly got the game for it. I think that's a very sensible way that Alex put it. You're not trying to win the Masters on your first season on the PGA Tour. I think they've got the right plan of attack. Try to get some consistency throughout the events. I think he's got the ability and the skill to potentially become a major champion one day. Whether it be Augusta, we'll find out in the years to come. But dark horse bet. It would be. Again, it's the history around Augusta. Does that come into play again?
I know. Obviously, it's his first Masters. Sometimes, though, ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't listened to the Alex Buckner podcast, please do yourself and do us a favour by going to watch it and listen to it, because he's an extremely impressive golf coach with a lot of knowledge to share. Callum, let's get out of here, mate. I'll no doubt speak to you throughout the week, and we'll be talking back and forth as the Masters unfolds. But thank you so much for your time, mate.
No problem at all, sir. And again, like and subscribe on YouTube, people. Like and follow on Instagram and TikTok. Stay tuned with the hottest in town podcast into the teeth. Thanks for listening again.
I'm 100% cutting that out.